All right. 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 Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another stream. If you guys are new here in the morning, we come in, we take a look at NQ price action, see what happened during that overnight session, and see what price can do going to New York session. We outline some levels, give you guys a rundown of what we saw here, the interaction between Asia, London, price can do going to New York at night. We come in, we review, we see what actually happened, and do a little rundown review of what we see. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have. We typically start analysis on the 4-hour, which we already are on that. Beautiful. So here you can see, initially, right, yesterday, we retested this breakout area. We came down, we swept some nice liquidity. Bodies held above this 28,683.25. We swept some more liquidity on the downside here. And currently, we are looking at these this previous monthly range, right? So 29,036.25 is going to be that previous monthly 50%. So as long as price remains below that, that can yield to an outside month, which is sitting at 27,536.25. So let's this is also going inside Discord, so if you guys are not in there, make sure to check out www.pictures.io and see what we're all about, see what we offer, see the things that we got for you there. And hopefully you enjoy the beats in here as well. So currently watching the price action from yesterday, where price came down and swept some liquidity on the downside and rejected the area of previous breakdown. Currently, the body of the 4-hour candle here is holding the previous weekly low level. Weekly low level, and is below that previous monthly 50% at 29,036.25, right? Above on the 4-hour. 4-hour price does have an FEG that has not yet been retested. So we have this fair value gap that has not yet been retested, which price was to come back and retest at 29,196.25 to 29,617.75. Price does hold this previous weekly low, we can see a retest of the FEG where we can look for rejection for further downside. Alright, so here we'll look if price wants to come into this fair value gap, continue to the downside. So this would be something like this, right? That's if we break below that fair value gap, and that is like on that higher time frame. On the hourly, let's see, on the hourly, we did come back kind of into that OTE, held that there. So that's nice, right? So we can still get this nice little LRLR, clear all of this up on the upside. I love coffee. And we're watching this fair value gap here on the hourly as well. Rejection. On the hourly, price retraced into the OTE of the last leg to the upside. And found some base around the 50% there. Currently price is, this is tapping into the FEG that it has rejected from 28,926.25 to 28,830. So as long as price continues to reject that, we can continue to look for downside, given that price is also below that 1550 EMA. The 1550 EMA here. So right there, this current hourly rate, if we want to come down, we can still totally could. Within here, I mean, we could still watch the OTE of that previous daily range, right? There we go. We have that 618 on the OTE side, just so we have a little bit more of numbers. So if price does decide to come up, as we talked about the 4-hour FVG, we would tap into the OTE of the previous day's range here and look for a rejection around the 618 and the 705 levels. Right, so if price does decide to come up like we outlined with this right here, right, that would be around the 705 area-ish, so we could see rejection there. That's what we have on that hourly time frame. Let's see what our 15-minute is looking like, right? Let's get rid of all of this. Let's see what liquidities we got here. We got this little guy right there. Got this guy. Not a lot. Quite a bit of liquidity on the upside, right? On the downside, we cleared all of these up. On the downside, this is what we still have here. That has been outlined from way back when. Important fair value gap. We have a volume balance there. So let's see how they want to play this out. Just up this little guy, right? So rejection to the downside. On the upside, this is what we have here. 15-minute fair value gap right there. Price is rejecting. Downside here. We have this one below. That one above us, which would also be inside the OTE there. Volume imbalance here. Okay, cool. So, so on the 15-minute here, on the 15-minute, we still has a bit of liquidity on the downside, so that we can come down to just a question of when, right? On the downside from the overnight session, we have a volume imbalance at 28,759.25 that can be used as an entry point for longs if it holds. If not, then we are looking for lower. On the upside, price is currently rejecting FHE from 28,926.25 to 28,894.75 right there. So if price continues to reject this FHE, we can continue to look for downside. The price breaks above that FHE, you can look for upside liquidity and see any rejection points on that hourly 4 hour. Alright, so if we can get through this fair value gap, we're going to look for this upside here. If we cannot, then obviously we will continue to look for the downside here. On the, let's see what we have on our daily plan here. So Wednesdays, what do we like to do? Wednesdays, we like to retrace to New York Midnight Open, which is over here. New York Midnight Open, right? We did kind of already tap into that. In terms of the daily plan, it's looking like we have an Asian. This one looks like we have this Asian consolidation, line manipulation, New York reversal, right? So on the 5 minute, looking at the daily plan, looks like price is wanting to expand into the New York session. With that, we will need to see price above the London session high and hold for a continuation. So in order for this daily plan to play out, we would need to see above this London session high and then continuation through it up above. This is what we have in terms of anything that price can tap into. We still have some 5 minute liquidity up top, right? Price right there. There's this guy. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, fair value gap. So still, as long as we hold these fair value gaps and get through this 15 minute, we can get that potential run to the upside. Thanks for a sweep of a SFP. So, and that's all I got for today, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure you go check us out, www.papertraders.io. So that's the best way to see what we're all about, things that we offer, anything of that nature. If you guys are, that's the website right there, www.papertraders.io. Go check us out. Go check us out on Twitter at the Paper Traders. That's the best way to just kind of stay updated and see any reposts that we're doing. Go check out Mr. Ace at Hazed Beats. Give him to 3,000 followers. We're going to do a lifetime membership giveaway for the Paper Traders. 2,000 followers for me. I'll do a tracksuit reel. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you later tonight for a little review. Peace out.